I would like to let you have an insight into what an exceptional woman my mother was. As you know, she suffered from dementia for the last 7 years of her life. And when she passed away, she was so different from the person most of you knew. In her last days, I took the opportunity to remind her of the full life she had led before, the kind of person she really was, and how she impacted the lives of so many. This is me talking to her. Hi, Mum. It's nice to see you awake today. I'm just going to tell you stories about you and your life. I'm sure that by the end, you will be as impressed as I am of you. Let's start at Le Boin, where you were born, the third child of 11, and the wonderful carefree days spent there with your McIntyre family and cousins. You absolutely adored your father, the headmaster, and you so wanted to impress him. That is one memory you never lost. His ambitions for you could not be fulfilled because of the war, and you were devastated when he and your sister Millie died in Bahau. You took on responsibility for the large family that Nanny had to care for, and this continued after the war ended, and you had to forego further education. You married Dad, who knew you were the love of his life. Then 2 years later, I was born. Philip was your rock and protector, but he also encouraged you to pursue your talents and career. That career was dressmaking. As soon as I could walk, you made me and my cousins pretty dresses. And after Charmaine was born, you dressed us as twins. Yuck! Add in your own stylish outfits, which showcased your stunning ability, and the famous dressmaker Esme Woodford was launched. I clearly remember you going to Robinson's in Singapore and Maya or Spotlight in Perth, looking through the huge catalogues of pages and pages of dressmaking patterns. You must have sewn hundreds of dresses, but your favorite clothes were wedding dresses for the bride, the bridesmaids, flower girls, and guests. You were always sewing late into the night, determined to finish dresses that clients would want at the last minute. You never said no. You just did it. That's why they loved you so much. Your kindness and desire to make them happy was your trademark. For our family, the downside was your lack of interest and time for cooking, and so we ate simple and repetitive food. But you made up for it at Christmas with your wonderful mulukatane. You loved your homes in Singapore and Perth and enjoyed decorating them with your own unique style, displaying your collection of owls, masks, and butterflies. And who could forget your bird tree and castle there? You also loved reading novels, thrillers, murder mysteries, and picture books of fascinating places in the world. A great passion was gardening. Remember the swimming pool at Merley Way? A lovely magnet for family and friends. But you decided to make it a garden and ensured that every bit of ground had something growing in it. It became so overplanted, with little walkways between the beds, but it was so refreshingly cool, green, and colorful. You did the same to my backyard when you came to stay with me, and it's grown to be my jungle now, and it always reminds me of you. Your other favorite pastime was to listen to classical music, and you had a very large CD collection. In your younger days, you loved going to dances with friends and rallies and dancing so elegantly with Dad, who was great with the waltz and foxtrot, but you were better at cha-cha. Mum, you were always very conscious of the need to have good health, and you went to great lengths to be fit, healthy. For example, calisthenics, swimming, gym workouts, and aquarobics. You were an early member of Curves, and when you turned 90, Riverton Leisureplex awarded you a certificate for still being an active participant in its fitness groups. But your favorite exercise by far was walking. You walked the Great Ocean Trek in Victoria and participated in the City to Surf walks in Perth. You enjoyed your morning walks along the Canning River and its many streams, in parks or nature reserves, or just around the suburban streets. You loved organizing family gatherings in parks where everyone could have a good time, eating, relaxing, playing games, and simply chatting. You so loved driving. As soon as Dad bought our first car, you obtained your driving license and you were off. In Perth, there were other cars, and I know you were devastated when the dementia prevented you from driving. You just loved the freedom and independence the car provided. The car and the telephone were the tools you used to organize the get-togethers with your circle of retired friends and family. After Dad died, you made a life-changing, positive decision not to stop living, but instead to start living your dreams with the motto, adventure before dementia. So, you became braver and organized longer holiday trips for the ladies' group to Calgary, Esperance, Albany, and even Wave Rock. Soon, you had the confidence to travel to many buildings on your bucket list. These were not the usual famous cities, buildings, and landmarks. No, you had to say hello to the penguins in Antarctica, go hiking in Nepal in sight of Mount Everest, experience the Iguazu Falls, visit Africa to see nature in the wild, and you almost reached the summit of Mount Kinabalu. You visited Angkor Wat in Cambodia, toured many regions in Vietnam, went to Thailand to see your brother Tony's grave, New Zealand, Germany, UK, Argentina, and of course many trips to Singapore to see family. You also travelled within Australia, visiting Sydney, Uluru, Melbourne, and Geelong, your favourite op-shop destination, Adelaide, and yes, to spend time with Lionel's and Evelyn's daughter Patricia. I think these were some of the happiest times of your life. Mum, you were an inspiration, and all who knew you were filled with admiration at your bravery, determination, and courage to do these trips at your age, from 75 to 91 years. You were a solo traveler for many of these adventures, and when I asked you why, your answer was so simple. I trust in God. He will look after me. And He truly did. You always looked after your health with a good diet, supplements, and exercise. Yet, you were very afraid of getting dementia after witnessing some of your friends suffering from it. For more than 5 years, you were a volunteer in a test group to monitor the onset of dementia and how to prevent or delay it. What a disaster when you unexpectedly suffered a vascular stroke, which damaged parts of your brain and led to the start of your dementia. The one thing you had tried so hard to avoid. And this was the time when, sadly, you began questioning why this catastrophe had fallen on you. What had you done for God to punish you like this? I tried my best to assure you that this was just bad luck. Mum, draw on your strong belief in a God who loves you and looks after you. Remember what Jesus asked, "Love one another as I have loved you." You have obeyed that request all your life, and Jesus has been watching you with pride and happiness because, as He said, "Whatever you do to the least of these, you do unto me." He has seen your kindness, how far out of your way and comfort zone you have gone. the time and effort you have freely given to help others to be happy, healthy, and safe. You have brought laughter and friendship to the lonely and helped them reconnect with friends. You were very good at lifting people's spirits. And you experienced great personal satisfaction and joy as a result. That is God's way of telling you that He is happy with you. So now, Mum, don't be afraid of dying. Dying is simply the body ceasing to function. We are all born and we must all die. Your body has been working non-stop for 97 years and is about to reach its expiry date. You should listen to your body. Don't fight it. So let's go deeper into your life. Apart from your many and various skills, adventures and exploits, and delve into the essence of you, your inner, real self, your soul. You have been faithful to God's wishes all your life. You were a true and loyal friend. You have been a dutiful and loving daughter to your parents and a big sister to your sisters and brothers, giving them love, advice, assistance, and encouragement. You were an equal partner in your marriage, in love, work efforts, and respect. As a mother, you were all that Charmaine and I could ever ask for. Support, encouragement, a shoulder to cry on, a problem solver, a child minder, a dog minder, the laundry helper, the house cleaner, a confidant, a best friend, and importantly, a deep and strong believer in God. Mum, your soul is ready to leave your body and enter into heaven, where you can be reunited with Dad and all your other loved ones who have gone before. And God is ready to welcome you. You have received the last rites, and your soul is prepared. Do not worry about us. We will miss you, but you made us resilient, so we can take care of ourselves. Go peacefully and happily when God calls. Goodbye and God bless. Love you.